What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with a little bit of hot topics, you guys. So this is going to be the week's hottest topics. These are going to be the hot topics for the week of October the 8th through October the 14th. Wow. Can't believe that we are already in October. And in a few weeks we'll be in November. Speaking of which, the state fair, I need to go to the state fair before it closes on the 23rd of this month. Been too nude about that. Might go this weekend. All right, you guys. So yeah, before we go ahead and just talk about these stories this week, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you aren't subscribed, then do me a solid favor and be sure to give me a like. Hit that like button. Give me a big, huge thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video, you guys. And with that out the way, without further ado, let us discuss what is hot and what is trending this week, shall we? All right, you guys, so not a lot of lies happened this week, so this video might not be that lengthy, but we'll definitely go ahead and get through it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to extend a rest in peace to legendary actress Angela Lansbury. So she passed away earlier this week. I can't remember which, I think it might have been like Monday or Tuesday that I saw it on the news that she passed away. So you guys know her as Mrs. Potts, know her from Murder, She Wrote, legendary actress. So she, like I said, she passed away this week. She passed away at the age of 96. I was like, wow, what a life lived, right? To say that you can, for someone to say that they lived, well, they won't say it, but for it to be said about someone that they lived up until the age of 96, that is amazing in itself, right? That is a long, long life that she lived, and she lived a great one. So rest in peace to Angela Lansbury. I know she has kids. I don't know if she has grandkids or not, but rest in peace to her. You know, my condolences, my well wishes go out to her family, friends, fans, everyone around the world who loved her. And that's it for the rest in peace, you guys. So let's pause here and let's move. All right, you guys. So next up, let's just talk about the Norwoods real quick. Ray J. What the hell is going on with Ray J, you guys? Ray J has been on some SHIT this week, and it's like, you know, earlier in the week I saw him, or this might have been last week. I don't remember when it was, but I saw him when he was talking about, the unliving of yourself, right? And I'm like, what is going on with Ray J? Then a few days ago, I don't remember when this was. I don't know if this was Wednesday or Tuesday. I don't even know if I don't remember when I saw this, but so that Coon CO that was with Kanye last week, she had some kind of she had a premiere of her trashing the Black Lives Matter, right? And who was in attendance? Ray J and Kanye were in attendance, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, y'all know how I feel about CO. Y'all know that's why I call her by her initials, because I just don't see it for her. She's not my cup of tea. I'm just like, okay, when it comes, and I actually had to come out and I didn't come out and say it, I just had to say it to myself. You know what? When it comes to Ray J and when it comes to Kanye, they are two narcissists and two people who love to have their name in the media, be it good or bad. Look at all the things that's happened with Kanye over the last week. Kanye lives for that stuff and he enjoys that stuff. I don't, whatever. So yeah, I had to come up with that. That, you know what, these two fools, they just like being in the news and they just like for people to talk about them. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's okay for them. It's they can flip that into, oh, well, they obsessed with me, or oh, they talking about me again. Look at them talking about me. So that's what it came down to for me when I saw both Ray J and Kanye. I'm like, you know what, these two are stunts and shows, and they'll just do anything to have their name on the blogs, in the news, mostly in the blogs, because I don't know too many news outlets that are talking about Ray J, and I don't know too many news outlets that are talking about Kanye, with the exception of Fox News when Tucker Carlson had the interview with Kanye last week, which I don't want to discuss that again because it just makes no sense to me why they would interview him. They're looking for a ratings grab. And, I saw this clip earlier this week about Kanye when he was talking about Lizzo and her weight. Why y'all, I don't understand why people are so obsessed with Lizzo's weight. Lizzo knows she's a big girl. If she's okay with it, you should be okay with it. Like, that's everybody's go-to to talk about her weight, and it's annoying as hell. And for Ray J, sir, go be with your sister. Like, cause Brandy, I don't know. I know she went to the hospital. I did see reports that it said allegedly she had a seizure. I don't know what's true and what's not true. I do know someone who works who's cool with her and works closely with her, takes pictures for her. I do know the guy, Blair Caldwell. I do know him. He does pictures for her. He's done pictures for her, Monica, Beyonce, and the such. I think he actually just did the pictures of Cardi B's birthday party. Shout out to you, Blair. Good things, man. So proud of him. So proud of him. So proud of him. We come from the same city. He's a year younger than I am. Just really proud of him. But yeah, Ray J and Kanye, get off of social media, please. Like, I'm so sick of seeing those two. Let's be real. So damn sick of seeing both of them. Ugh. Go away. Let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. All right, you guys. So the next story up is going to be about Nene and her son Brent. Now, what, Brent is like 23 years old. Has it even been has the anniversary of Greg's death come up? Yes, it has. Yes, it has. And my prayers go up to all of them that have to, remember that they've lost Greg. So my thoughts and prayers are up to them. But that's not even what we're here to talk about. So now this came out before Nene was even ready to tell it, and I just think that is bullshit when these news outlets do this to these celebrities. Like, I get people want to be the first person to break a story, right? It makes you feel good because I'm the one that broke that story first. I'm the one that broke that story first. But there are certain stories that you shouldn't be clamoring to break first. There are just certain stories that you should not be clamoring to break first. Certain stories, the stories that I would say you shouldn't be clamoring to say me first, me first, me first, would be something where someone has passed away, be it unexpectedly or of natural cause. That's just like, let their families be the first person to say, "Hey, my loved one died." Like, you don't have, like, that's not something that's not like. And when it comes to the me first thing, it feels like people do these things as a sort of a bragging rights thing. Like, oh, you remember when they said and I'm just gonna say Greg. I'm just gonna use Greg since Greg is not here with us. Let's just say somebody said, "Oh, did you see last year? I was the one that broke that story that Greg Leaks had passed away, right?" Listen to how that sounds. That sounds inhumane. That sounds inhumane. That sounds inhumane. That doesn't sound empathetic. That sounds terrible to his family, his friends, his loved ones, right? That sounds terrible. So why do you guys feel the need to be the first one to break those kind of stories? And then also, why do you guys feel the need to break the stories about someone's health? And in this particular instance, it was her son, Brent, her youngest son. So Brent had congestive heart failure, and he suffered a stroke, right? And you guys know he's only 23 years old. So they don't really know what happened to him and what caused it. But I know that Nene did say in the video that in the live that she did, that they were ruling out, they was wondering if he had COVID. And she said, to her knowledge, she didn't think he had COVID, but that could be a cause of it. And she said he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, and they asked, if he had HIV. She says he doesn't have that. So they don't really know what caused it, but he is recovering. And like I said, TMZ was the first one to break that story, and I just don't understand how that is a story that you necessarily want to break. Like, what would make you want to say, "Oh, we heard about Nene's son. Let me then go and be the first one to tell the story before his mother can tell the story about what happened to her son." Albeit it was a week ago, but still, maybe she just wants to get her son out of the, if he is in, which I'm not saying that he's in critical condition, but if he were in critical condition, maybe her mindset was, yes, I do need to tell the people about Brent, but let me buy some time so that way I can prepare myself. And you don't, I mean, you just don't know what emotional state she's in right now. And like, I just think it's really rude and it's really insensitive to do some shit like that. Like, I've never been a me first person, and I'm never going to be that type of person. Like, I don't care about being the first one to say something or tell a story or something. If somebody else tells it, I'm cool with saying, I'm cool with, citing your sources. I've done that. You do that in school when you write a paper. You cite your sources, right? But like I said, in this day and age of, especially in this current day and age of social media, everyone does a lot of people do things for clicks and views to their channels, to their blogs, to their podcasts. People do things for the clicks and views so that way they can get the money. And for me, money is not something that I don't really care about like that. I like having money, but if I didn't need the money, I wouldn't give a shit about it. But other people, it's the like they say, it's the cause of all evil, and I do feel that at times. And when you think about social media, I think that's another issue. Is everybody on social media wants to be the first person to post things so that way people, like I just said, come to their blog, comes to their podcast, come to their channel, come to whatever media outlet, whatever outlet they have. They just want to be the first one to break it so that they can get the traction. But like I said, think if you can look inside and be like, maybe I shouldn't do this, then maybe you shouldn't do it. But let's pause here and let's move forward. All right, you guys. So the next story that we're going to talk about is a divorce that was announced this week. I can't say that I was shocked, but I can't say that I was. Like, I was shocked, but I wasn't shocked, right? So it came out that Mike Hill and Cynthia Bailey are in fact getting a divorce from each other. Now, I noticed that people have been speculating. They've been speculating about it for a few days because people had noticed that Cynthia on Instagram, she had Cynthia Bailey Hill, and they noticed that she took the heel off and it was just Cynthia Bailey. So then I saw this video of Mike. He was at like a bar or some a sports bar or something, right? And there was this woman that was doing tricks on him. Now I didn't see nothing wrong with the woman doing tricks. I thought it was like, wow, she's, it could go a little far, but I didn't think anything of it. What I noticed in that particular video, because I stopped it and I looked at it, he didn't have his wedding ring on. I was like, wow, Mike doesn't have his wedding ring on. And you guys know that Mike and Cynthia's anniversary just passed, right? It was this week. Remember, they got married 10/10/20. Girl, that damn wedding that she had. Because you guys remember on Real Housewives of Atlanta what season did we just in? 14? So season 13, you guys remember. We were in COVID. Season 13 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, you guys remember. Cynthia had that big, huge wedding that everybody was like, girl, you shouldn't have this wedding. Like, girl, wait. Like, you can still, and people, and I think, and that was the one thing. I still don't understand why well, I know why. I know why Cynthia wanted that big ass wedding. Cynthia wanted that wedding as a do-over for the wedding that she had with Peter that was, we remember the story about that wedding from season 3 or 4 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think it was season 3 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. It was her first season. So yeah, it was season 3 of, it was a finale episode. But yeah, so she had that big super spreader wedding and it only lasted 2 years. Wow. When it comes to Cynthia and Mike, I wonder if maybe they moved too fast in this relationship. I wonder that. But then also when Cynthia and Mike were on season 13 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and when he had her meeting his friends, that was the moment I was like, "Ooh, Cynthia, and I said it then, and I remember, I don't know if I said it in my video, but I know I was saying at that time that I wanted the best for Cynthia, but Mike said he's cheated on every single woman he's ever been with. Now, they are saying that nobody has cheated, but I mean, people will say that, people will say that even if there was cheating in the relationship. Do I believe that there was cheating? That's not my business. I'm not going to sit here and speculate that there was or wasn't. But yeah, they're getting a divorce after 2 years of marriage. I wonder if it's a situation of the living, because you guys know, I know that he did, he did get a job that was in Atlanta, but he's still LA based and she's based out of Atlanta. So I wonder if that put a strain on the relationship. And you guys know Cynthia is still busy. She's still doing things. I know when Cynthia left Real Housewives of Atlanta, Cynthia wanted to do some acting. So I know she did a movie on Lifetime recently. She did Celebrity Big Brother. So Cynthia has been busy. So I just, she did Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 1. So Cynthia has been busy since leaving Atlanta Housewives. And I just wonder if that also played a part in the demise of their relationship. Just them both being busy, probably not having enough time for the other person. So I just kind of wonder. But, we're going to lift Cynthia and Mike up. They weren't married but 2 years, so they don't have, I would imagine that they don't have any assets together. I'm so glad she didn't sell Lake Bailey. So I don't know if they have anything to really divvy up. And I don't believe, there shouldn't be no spousal support, no alimony. There shouldn't be. Cynthia, girl, did you get that post up? Oh, did she get a post up? Ah, God, Cynthia, I hope you listened to Candy and got that post up. Because I remember because I remember Andy asked her after the reunion, did she get the post up on Watch What Happens Live, and I don't believe she did. And if I'm not I didn't watch it when she did Watch What Happens Live when she was on Ultimate Girls Trip Season 1. I hope Cynthia got that post up. I know they ain't been together that long, but girl, I really hope you got that post up. I hope you got it. But let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. All right, you guys, so let's extend a congratulations, which I thought was already a congratulations, but congratulations go out to Jay Alphonse and his now wife. They got married this week, you guys, which I already thought I thought they were married. Because I saw it on every blog that congratulations to him, they got married. And I left it in one of the comment sections. I can't remember if it was Jasmine Brand or somebody, or Shade Room, but I know I left the comment that I thought they were already married, because since we've known him on P Valley as Lil Murder, I've always known of her as his wife. But if he was claiming her but I think I read somebody say that they got married in the pandemic, so they couldn't have the wedding that they wanted, and now they're having their wedding. See, Cynthia, that's what you could have done. Like, get married. Like, and I always say this when it comes to people who get married, right? I don't know that I want to get married, but I always say this about marriage. And like, people put so much stock into the actual wedding day, the dress, the bridesmaids, the location, the venue, all of that stuff. That stuff is very, very, very small when you think about it. That, and I always say, it's the pomp and circumstance. Like, it's the pomp and the circumstance. And I think the pomp, the circumstance, and the fanfare that people love. Me, not so much. Like, I couldn't care less about a wedding. Like my best friend, she was gonna get married. She is. I'm not, why am I saying she was going to? My best friend is married. She was planning to have a big wedding, right? And she wanted me as well as our other friend to be on her, be with her. So, because she wasn't gonna have a lot of, I don't think she was planning to have any bridesmaids, but she definitely wanted her two best friends with her, which me and our other friend. She wanted us to be on her side. Um, and at the end of it, she said, you know what, she didn't want to do it. She just decided to go to the courthouse and get married. She says maybe in a few years she'll come back and she'll want to do it. And now she's in grad school, so I don't know if she's gonna come back and do it. But if she does, she will do it. And I'm like, because we had talked about that after. I'm like, so you decided not to do it? She's like, because we had both talked about how we are not big fans of weddings, and she ended up deciding not to do it. And that's my thing when it comes to weddings. You can have the biggest, baddest wedding, but what is your marriage gonna? It's at the end of it, it's the marriage. How is your marriage going to be? You could spend all this money on this wedding that could put you in debt, and then a few years later, you could be heading for a divorce. Just saying. Just saying. But yeah, I sidetracked, but congratulations to J. Alphonse. I love J. Alphonse. You know, and that's why I say I always thought that she was his wife, because people always talk about how does his wife deal with him, playing gay on TV and sleeping, and kissing and messing with Uncle Clifford. Well, first and foremost, Lil Murder and J. Alphonse, they are two different people. Lil Murder is a character he plays. J. Alphonse is the person. J. Alphonse in his real life is straight. He has a wife that he goes home to. His wife is fine with him portraying, emulating gay sex on television because she knows that it's not real. So to the people who all just like people with Zatima, when people come at Crystal Renee behind Duvall, like some people, I just don't understand where y'all mindsets are, where y'all brains be at. Like Crystal Renee, and Duvall and Kadeem, they're friends in real life. She is the godmother to their child. She's the godmother to their son, you guys. Like some of y'all gotta know the difference between fictional character and real life. That's all I gotta say. But congratulations to J. Alphonse and his wife. Let's pause here and let's move forward, you guys. You guys, let's talk about this dumbass Herschel Walker, you guys. So you guys know that the midterm elections are a few weeks away, you guys. We're ramping up towards the midterm elections. I'm ready for the midterms to come because I live in Dallas. You guys know that. I live in Dallas. I live in Texas. So our political ads are on fire and they're annoying the hell out of me. And because it's a bunch of lies. It's a bunch of lies, and it's a bunch of lies on the Republican side. So we have our Governor Hot Wheels, aka Greg Abbott. He's running for re-election, and his political campaign ads are bullshit. Every last one of them. So he's trying to portray himself. He's portraying himself as the family man, right? He adopted his daughter. Bullshit. And that's not bullshit. I know he adopted his daughter, right? But he's painting himself as a family man. He's painting himself. He's every one of his ads are talking about how, like, he has one particular ad that's talking about, how Beto wants to abolish y'all know their favorite thing is to abolish the police, right? he supports the Black Lives Matter movement and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's one. Then we have Dan Patrick's raggedy ass. His ads are just as bad. They're lying, like they are so like the every one of their ads are complete lies. They're just lying. So there is this one percent there. So there is this one ad that they show like 3 to 4 times per commercial, right? And I'm not upset about this ad because this ad helps us, helps people who live in Texas, right? Because it's showing the things that they don't want us to, they don't want to talk about, right? And you guys know over the last, if especially if you guys have been watching me, you guys know what we've been dealing with here in Texas. You guys remember, if you guys go back to 2020, was it 2021? Was it last year? That was last year, wasn't it? So if you guys go back to last year, about February, if you guys go back to last year, I think I actually have a short. No, it's not a YouTube short. It's a short. It's a small video. But if you guys go back to the beginning of last year, and it was like January, February. It was February. If you guys go back to February of last year, if you guys go back up to, it was a Love and Hip Hop family reunion video that I had to put up late, and I did a little short video letting you guys know why that video was late. That was when we had that damn snowstorm here. We had that snowstorm because of our damn power grid, where we had those rolling blackouts, where we were sitting in the cold for days. We had it like it snowed here that Sunday. I remember it. I remember it like it was yesterday, and it was the worst feeling ever. It was that Sunday morning. I woke up to go to the grocery store, and it snowed, right? And we knew about they knew about the snowstorm. It had been on our local news for weeks. For at least that 2 weeks before it happened, they had been saying that there's going to be a snowstorm that comes through, and it's probably going to be a very bad one because it's going to stick around for a few days because the temperatures are dropping, and the temperatures definitely dropped that year. It was super duper cold last year in 2021, right? So it snowed that Sunday. Nothing bad happened that Sunday, but Sunday night, going into early Monday morning, that's when the power started going out. You just started having these rolling blackouts that would last for hours. On my apartment, it lasts. Oh God, I remember that power went out at 1 o'clock. I think like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it did not come back on until after 10 a.m. And then it went back out again, and it was out for the rest of the day, and it didn't come back on to the next day. And then the same pattern kept repeating. So there's this one ad that is called "It Could Have Been Worse." So they're talking about that, the fact that Greg Abbott didn't do shit but make our electric bills go up, which that's true. The electricity has skyrocketed here in Texas. You saw that fat bitch Ted Cruz dip out. So a lot happened. And then most recently, you guys know the Uvalde shooting, where Greg Abbott said it could have been worse. How could that have been worse, sir? Those were children that lost their lives for no reasons, and the Uvalde Police Department were cowards. So I say all that to say, speaking of which, here is one now. Here's an ad that's on TV, but it's for oh God. It's a Mike Collier. He's a Democrat running against one of those Republicans. So I said all of that. He's talking about Dan Patrick, and they also the abortion thing. It's here in Texas. You guys know with here in Texas that if a woman is suspected of getting an abortion, which there's no clause in there for rape or incest. Nothing in there for those two things. So if a woman even is suspected of getting one, a good old Samaritan here in Texas can sue them, the doctor, and anyone that facilitates that abortion. And I just think that is bullshit. So I'm saying all of this to say, Texas, my people, because I know I got a lot of people. I didn't realize that I have people who watch me in Texas. So yeah, if you're in Texas, vote, you guys. Vote, 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 vote. I'm not telling you guys who to vote for, but vote. It's very important in these midterm elections. Now, I was talking about that dumbass Herschel Walker. That man is a dumbass. So Herschel Walker, he's running for Senate in Georgia. He's going up against incumbent Raphael Warnock, right? And you know that the Republicans are putting everything on Herschel Walker. I'm like, the man's a moron. So y'all want a moron in Congress, but I know why they want that moron there. They want that dumbass there because he's a puppet. He's a puppet, so they're gonna be pulling the strings on that dumb bitch. So you guys know that he's running on the whole, the father needs to be in the house. Come to find out, you were never in any of your kids' lives, but he says he loves his kids. I'm like, okay, sir, shut the hell up. And then you guys know that it came out, he's also about he's against abortion, right? And come to find out that he's saying that the woman is lying. And I was listening to this interview that he did on ABC. So he did an interview and he was asked about this woman, right? So he said that he didn't pay the woman to get an abortion, that she's lying. But then come to find out, the woman that he paid to pay for the abortion wrote a get well soon card to her, and he gave her a check. But he says he writes checks to lots of people. So you just randomly writing checks to people? Okay. I don't care. I don't believe it. But for the love of God, people in Georgia, do not vote that dumbass into the Senate. Oh, God, that man is a moron. But what I was saying a few minutes ago, what I was about to say before I said that is, so he's saying that this woman is a liar, but then they hit him with, but she said that she has another child with you. Oh yeah, that is true. She does have a child with me. So, Herschel, shut up. But the Republicans they're clamoring behind him. I'm like, y'all would clamor behind this idiot, this dumbass. I don't want to give him too much light. So yeah, Texas and Georgia, because I'm saying Texas because I live here. Texas, you guys, let's get out and vote Hot Wheels out. Let's vote him out. Let's get rid of him. Oh, I cannot stand that man. I hate seeing his face on my TV. I hate anytime anything happens here in Texas and that wheelchair bound bitch is on my TV. Oh, I just hate seeing that wheelchair bound bitch. Oh, God, I just hate that man. I hate him just as much as I hate Governor Kemp and you know who. Oh, God. And Georgia, please, for the love of God, do not vote Herschel Walker in. Don't do it. Let's pause here, you guys, and let's move. All right, you guys, let's talk about Trash as Zeus Network real quick, you guys. So I just unsubscribed to Zeus last night. I knew I was going to unsubscribe to Zeus because the content on Zeus Network is just terrible. They have no storylines, and I think the thing that pushed me to canceling that subscription was, so you guys know, I've been watching. So you guys don't know, but I've been watching Baddies South. I've watched since episode 1. I don't know why. I think it was just like a glutton for punishment, to be quite honest with you guys, because Baddies South didn't really give anything. I will give one positive for Baddies South. Baddies South was a lot better than Baddies ATL, right? I can say that much. And the reason why I can say that it was better because with this show, with Baddies South, it wasn't the girls in the house all day, every day, just fighting over nothing. Because season one, Baddies ATL, that was just a shit show. They were in that house. They fought for no damn reason over makeup and God knows what else. And then they went to the club. The only thing that bothers me when it comes to Baddies South is the fact that Natalie always wants to talk about, let's get to the bag. Girl, what bag are y'all get? I've asked this question and I'm gonna continue to ask this question. What bag are y'all getting to? Because yeah, so if you want to say that they're booking y'all at these clubs, they're not. I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. They can't be paying y'all that much money to come to these clubs when they don't really know everybody. You know what I'm saying? So y'all ain't really split, and if they're not paying y'all 50,000 or more, so y'all ain't really getting much money from a club appearance. But okay, they get into the bag. I guess I don't care. The other thing about Baddies South, that other thing about Baddies ATL and Baddies South that I just want to be done with is Natalie Nunchin, the chin, the crimson chin. You know, I just want to be Natalie. Girl, you are almost 40 years old and you still with the bullshit, right? So you guys know this past season of Baddies South, they had Krishan Rock, they had Jayla from Bad Girls Club. I don't know which season Jayla's from. They had Bree from Bad Girls Club. I don't remember which season Bree is from. And I know her name is I know her actual name is Aladria, but she goes by Persuasion. I choose to call her Eladria. I don't remember what season she's from either. So I'm thinking Bree, Eladria, and Jayla. They must come from a season that I stopped after I stopped watching. Because I told you guys plenty of times before. I really stopped watching Bad Girls Club season 12. Because I didn't even finish season 12 when with Red's season. I never finished that season, and I damn sure didn't watch season 13 when it came to the Redemption. I know some of the drama from Redemption, but I didn't watch Redemption. And so I'm assuming with Jayla, Bree, and Aladria, they came between season. So I know that only season that I can like really tell you that I know. Well, I don't know any of the cast. The only season that can stand out to me is because they did a sister season, and I know that there was a lot of scandal with the sister season, right? Because they said some of the girls weren't even sisters. I know there are two girls in particular were ex-girlfriends. Um, it was a stud. Her name is Diamond, and her girlfriend. I don't remember what the girlfriend's name was. Those two I do remember because I remember seeing that on the blogs. Well, I remember seeing that because I think at the time I used to follow one of them BGC pages, and I remember seeing that about them being ex-girlfriends. And then there's two other girls that people say they think are cousins. I can't remember I think one of them's name is Asia, and I don't know what the other one's name is, but I know one of them's her. I know one's name is Asia. I can't remember what her sister's name is, but I know I've heard people say over the years that they are cousins and not in fact sisters. But I know one of them's name is Asia, and I just forgot what the other girl's name is. I can't think of it right now. So I remember that season because it's called Twisted Sisters. And then I think the season after that, because after the Twisted Sisters season, that's when they started doing little themes, right? Because I feel like there's a season called Social Disruption or something like that. Is that what it's called? You guys can correct me. It was a social media season, and the only reason why I know about the social media season is because the girl Just Living Baby, aka her name is Amber. I know that she got approached by the producers to audition, but she didn't make it. And then after that, there was another season, and I think this is the final season. I actually think this is the season that we met. Well, you guys, not me. This is the season that girl Seven, that Seven. Why do I keep saying that girl Seven? I know Seven now from Baddies ATL. I think this is the season that Seven is from, right? Season 17, and that was the East Coast versus the West Coast. Is that correct, you guys? I think that might be Bree's season because I remember I know I saw clips of Bree because Bree got into it with this one girl. Ooh, what is her name? I can see her face. Cause Bree, she had on this scene that I'm thinking about. She had on a a black robe, and they were arguing, and when they stopped arguing, Bree started twerking. But I can't remember what that girl's name is. Is it Key? You guys, you Bad Girls Club, if you guys watch Bad Girls Club, you guys will correct me in the comment section. So yeah, I don't really know. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know which season these ladies fall in between, but I do know they're from Bad Girls Club, right? Natalie, I know where she comes from. I know she's season 4. I run LA. I run LA. I run LA. I know Natalie. I know Natalie. I know Natalie, and I've never liked Natalie, and I still don't like Natalie. So, Baddie South was an upgrade of Baddie's ATL, I will say that, but it just still was terrible because they did a lot of fighting for no reason, to be quite honest with you. I never understood the fights in this season, and I think so. What led me to cancel my subscription with Zeus, that 3-part reunion. That 3-part reunion was a waste of my time. Nothing happened in that reunion. There were a lot of fights. And then in the reunion, Krishan, she kept talking over everybody. She talked over Trina. She talked over, is her name Janisha? Isn't she the one that's engaged to Lemmy? Now, no shade to Lemmy. I thought Lemmy was gay. I'm just saying. I know I'm not the only person that thought Lemmy was gay, but and Lemmy, like, dude, that's the other reason why I canceled my subscription as well. On top of the Baddie South reunion being 3 parts, Lemmy. I'm not gonna blame you for, these people are willing participants in these shows, right? And I actually did do a deep dive into the Zeus Network app this week, and he does have scripted shows on there, right? But my issue when it comes to Lemmy is you don't promote those shows, right? You talked about people don't watch them with Funky Dineva them, but you don't promote the shows. Like, how do you expect people to know what's on your network, your app? And that'd be my thing. Like, Natalie at the reunion talking about Rolly's fired, Slim is fired. Like, girl, you're just, like, she's talking about, I'm the EP and the creator. Ma'am, that EP title is vanity. It ain't real, girl. You don't, your EP credit is similar to Shawnee O'Neal's EP credit, Mariah Huck's EP credit. You don't hire, you don't fire nobody. That shit is for vanity because you are the person that brought this to the network and they just gave you that EP title. Stop thinking so highly of yourself because you're not that girl. You never have been that girl and you never will be that girl, Natalie. Get a life. And it's like y'all do all of this for Zeus Network. It's an app. Like y'all act like y'all are on national television. You're not. And you probably never will be. Like the closest that Natalie will ever get back to being on like TV is if she goes back to WeTV or not Bravo, but Oxygen. You guys know Oxygen has rebranded, so they are a true crime channel. That's why they canceled Bad Girls Club. Now, I did see that the Bad Girls Club is coming back. Oh God, if they bring back, just keep Natalie far the hell away from it. Like, girl, you are almost 40. You pushing 40 and doing the dumb shit. So, on top of the Baddie South being one of the reasons that I canceled my subscription, what really solidified it for me was this new show that they're promoting. You guys know that Blueface and Krishan have a show that is coming to Zeus called Crazy in Love. I was like, you know what? At this point, that was my exit. Because, I mean, you guys can see, and that's what I keep saying. I wish that the blogs would stop posting Krishan and Blueface. Like, they post everything about them, and everything about them is negative. It's toxic. It's volatile. Like, there's going to be something bad that happens with that couple. And I just don't. Like, did you guys see that she recently released a sex tape, like a clip of them having sex? I was like, that little girl needs some help. She needs help. I don't know I know her family life ain't the best, but there got to be somebody that can intervene and help that girl because her relationship with Blueface it ain't a good one. It's not a good look. It is toxic. But that's it, you guys. Let's pause here and let's wrap up this hot topics, you guys. All right, you guys. So the last thing that I want to talk about is we are getting new music from Sade. Now, y'all, I just recently found out that Sade is the name of the band and not the singer. I thought for years that her name was Sade. And the funny thing is, my aunt named my cousin Sade after, well, the band. But yeah, Sade is coming out with new music after a 10-year hiatus. Wow, it's been 10 years. Seriously, it has been. Because I remember when that last song came out and she was on Wanda Sykes show, and that was back in 2010. It was. It's been over 10 years. Wow. It was like 2010, 2011 when Wanda Sykes show was on. Child, I remember I used to really go up for Wanda Sykes. Now I can't stand a woman that much. But hey, that's all I got, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about these topics that we discussed. I stretched this out as long as I could. And I didn't have that many stories. But hey, you guys, I'll catch you guys later. I'll see you guys later on tonight for Ready to Love. We'll talk about Ready to Love in the video. I'll see you guys later on for Ready to Love. Ready to Love and Life After Lockup, the season finale. That's all we got tonight. That is all I got tonight. Is Ready to Love, and that's all we got on Friday. That's all we got Friday night, cause Bell Collective is over, and oh god, but Life After Lockup's finale is Life After Lockup's finale, and then we have what do we have? Rated a Love. And it's the finale of Rated. Oh my God, my Friday nights are about to be free pretty soon. Oh, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. But we got love during lockup. But I'll see you guys later. Stay safe, guys. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, wear a mask, social distance. Be blessed. And thumbs up the video, guys. And we do this every single week. Same time, same place, same channel, same host. Bye, guys.